presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey.
Welcome back to Homeschool Podcast. I was gonna say it's everyone's favorite. No, it's not. It's probably not your favorite podcast host. If you're listening to this, I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take it that you're here listening. I really appreciate it. I'm Agostino. I'm the host of the Homeschool Podcast. If you're returning, we appreciate you, and if it's your first time, we appreciate you too. We know you got a lot of options out there for podcasts, so let me welcome you to the show. Really quickly, before we get into it, I will explain to you what this episode is going to be about. My guest today is James Creviston, and he also has no idea what this is going to be about, and I will explain to everybody at the same time what this is going to be about. I've wanted to do this for a whole 2 weeks, and, and I'm doing it. So Oscars season is right around the corner. The last Sunday of March will be the Oscars. And, a lot of people don't care about the Oscars, and I am first one to admit that I think that they are bullshit, and they get even more and more bullshit by the year. However, with that being said, I do have fun. Like a tradition that I would have is... I every year would just, see all the nominations, and I would make my predictions. Now, my predictions were not always what I thought should win. My predictions are what will win based off of the Oscars are bullshit, based on their politics and stuff like that. So, a lot of my friends I couldn't talk to Oscar movies about because they are more into the, let's say, superhero movies, stuff that wasn't nominated, which I love those too. And, the Back to the Futures of the world, that's like one of my favorite movies, but something that wouldn't normally be nominated. So nominated movies, there was like one friend that I can talk to about, and it was my friend who just passed away, and I hadn't, so this is the first Oscars without him here, and it's, every day I keep thinking about, calling them. It's too new where you still think to call them and tell them something, So I keep thinking, like, did you see this movie? I want to call them and ask them, what'd you think of this one? What'd you think of this one? And things like that. And then what I've been doing a lot lately is I've been going back and watching a lot of older films. And then I keep thinking I want to ask them, like, hey, you know what I just saw? You're never going to believe I just saw this for the first time. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So what I'm going to be doing, and I'm not going to, don't worry, James. I'm not going to be doing this all in this episode. I will break this up into several episodes until we get to, like, Oscar season. I am going decade by decade of of all the Oscars, and I am going to talk about the movies that were nominated and the actors that were, mostly the movies, but I'll also mention the actors that were nominated and just talk about, if we agreed with it, if we thought it was correct or not. And another thing that I always say is that the Oscars used to be movies that you would watch over and over again a lot of the times. Like some of your favorites you'll watch over and over, like, Forrest Gump.
I love that movie.
What's that?
I love that movie.
It's something that it's timeless. It's just something that you could watch over and over again. But then, somewhere along the lines, Oscars became political and they had to do a subject on this, and they had to make sure someone got nominated doing that subject. And it became like interesting. I won't say bad, although there are a lot of bad movies, but they're interesting. And sometimes I even enjoy them. But my theory is that they're not rewatchable. Like that was good. It was interesting, educational maybe. I would never watch it again. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So,
what decade are we starting with?
So I am starting specifically on 19. Can you see that? 1973. And I chose that year because that is the year that my friend who just passed away. That was the year he was born, and that's the year I'm going to start with. And this is sort of a tribute to him. And
I like it.
so I'm going to see. I don't know if I'll be able to do. And for those of you listening at home, please don't turn off the podcast going, I'm not going to sit here and listen to them do a decade of fucking nominations and winners. It's not going to be as long as you think. It's going to be really, we're going to go through them really quick. And I don't even know if I'm going to do a whole decade in one episode. We'll see how far we get, okay? And so I'm still going to keep this the usual podcast times of like under an hour, including this whole introduction. So, so we'll just see how far we get. And each episode that I actually do this, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it every single week, but I'm going to try to do it like, maybe once or once every other week. I'm going to bring in a friend of mine who, like James here, who I think, is interested in films, scripts, has an opinion on things, might want to talk about stuff and share things with me. So that's why I asked you, James, if you wanted to do it.
I appreciate it. That's awesome. So 73. Are we doing Best Picture? Is that what we're going off of?
So here's what I do.
Okay.
I personally, when I watch the Oscars every year, I'm a big fan of like the Best Picture, actor, actress, supporting actress,
Gotcha.
and director is what we're doing. But I also really like, but it's just too much to do. I also really like to see writing, the screen adaptation, the script, the screenplay adaptation, and every now and then I like to see, depending on the movie, it's interesting to see like makeup and costume and the original score is a good one,
Right.
But
All right.
we're just gonna do Best Picture and then actors and directors.
You got it.
Quickly.
So we're starting at 73.
We're going to start in 1973. All right, so before we begin, I would like to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by TrueDog. I cannot stress the importance of taking care of your dog and making sure that you know exactly what they're eating, even when it comes down to the treats. Okay, you guys, I couldn't stress this enough. And if it's not going to be TrueDog, don't think I say things just for sponsorship. If it's not TrueDog, whatever it is, get something, find the thing that works for your dog, because there's different allergies out there. When I got my dog, he had so many different allergies, and so we had to start making his food. I still, to this day, my dog's about to be 9, dude. He's about to be 9. If you saw him, you're like, that's a fucking puppy. And I swear to you, it's because everything I give him is homemade and natural, and the treats that I buy are from natural organic ingredients. So that's why I like TrueDog. I have used TrueDog myself. I'm currently using them right now because I like their spray for dogs' teeth, because dogs don't let you brush their teeth. They hate it. And so TrueDog has a spray, which is easy just to, like, you just lift up their gum and go really quick. Oh. And it does the same thing as brushing their teeth and keeps away, like, that when you see black and around their gums and stuff, which, by the way, causes heart disease. I've known 2 people this week that dogs passed away, and they're about the same age as my dog, and I'm sure they loved it. I know for a fact they took great care of him, but I'm convinced it's my dog. Knock on some wood here. It's just from what I give them. But anyway, this episode is brought to you for TrueDog. That's why I'm proud to have them as a sponsor. They have great treats, dog foods, and the spray for cleaning their teeth. Check it out. Make sure you use the link in the description, or go to homeschooledpod.com, homeschooledpod.com, and click on sponsors and click the banner for TrueDog, as well as all the other products and services that sponsor this show. Really quickly, before we get into the movie talk, I want to let everybody know that my next upcoming show is March 5th in Tampa, Florida. Big thank you to everybody this last weekend that came out to Sacramento. Dude, I sold out 3 shows in Sacramento on Super Bowl weekend, motherfuckers. Who do you think you're dealing with? I'm Captain 60-seater, like I tell you guys all the time. And I just posted up all the pictures, and somebody commented that they wish they knew I was in town and said, how come I don't do Laughs Unlimited up there? And I just said right on my public page, I'll be fucking honest with you guys, I've showcased for Laughs Unlimited 3 times, and 3 times they weren't in the room, and 3 times I crushed and buried their headliner. And and I got those showcases based off of recommendations of headliners they use all the time referred me, and they still didn't come in the room and watch. And then they ghost my emails, And then so I'm not playing comedy club politics anymore. Comedy club, this is a whole nother episode, but like I'll say quickly, comedy club bookers think that they are like the god of their little kingdom there, and like the king of that kingdom, and that's, you know, they let it go to their head, and you know, you probably are shunning away maybe 80% of dog shit comics, but you're also probably losing 20% of like diamonds in the rough. But I always go to the comedy club first when I come to a city. And you know what, guys? We don't need comedy clubs anymore. I go to them first out of respect, and if they're going to ghost me like that, I go, okay, then I'm going to do like a brewery or a bar show or something. Comics don't need comedy clubs. And you know what? I sold out 3 fucking shows in your neighborhood because you didn't want to give me a chance. And now they want to have me back in the summer to do a big outdoor thing. So if you came out to the Sacramento show, thank you so much. And if you guys want to see me, I will be in Tampa, Florida, March 5th. I'm doing Beer Week. It's Tampa Bay Beer Week, and big brewery out there. And so get tickets at homeschoolpod.com. Click on tour, or Agostino Comedian. Click on tour. All right, you guys, that's it for all the announcements. 1973.
Well, okay, before you get into this, if you guys are in Tampa, tell Tom Brady to go to Beer Fest so he can see Agostino and know what's up.
Yes, dude, if Tom Brady comes to my show, that would be a dream come true for me. Like, if I quit stand-up right there, I would be like, yeah, but I met Tom Brady at one of my shows.
Right, yeah, there you go.
If anybody's listening and you know Tom Brady, please tell him to come out and catch a show if he hasn't already moved.
I don't think he's moved. I doubt he's moved that fast.
Yeah.
They're probably going to offer him something in the office at Tampa, but I don't think he's gone from football.
I don't think that he's even fully. I don't know if he's. I think that we may be surprised, and he goes, you know what? On second thought, I'll take that third year. You never know, dude. You never know.
He's just a clone. They just clone him and put out the new version of Tom Brady on the football field every year. That's my belief system. If you go back and look at his pictures, you'll think like, oh, this dude might just be cloned every year, and they put him out.
Yeah, like how I think Dwayne Johnson is a clone of The Rock from the 90s.
Yeah. Yep.
Go look at like Dwayne Johnson's legs today when he's working out on Instagram. By the way, why does he post stuff of him working out? Like, dude, we know. And then
we get it. You're huge.
Go look at Dwayne Johnson's legs. It's like, that looks like how a nerdy scientist thinks a rock star's legs should look. That's not a real human's legs. Okay. All right. So, let me introduce my guest, James Crevison. He's a comedian. He's a writer. Writes a bunch of shows. Well familiar with his way around Final Draft, if you will. Let's put it that way. And I know he's helped me out with the sitcomics when we did table reads for the sitcoms, and so let's talk some movies here this time. All right,
I'm excited.
So it's 1973, and here is what's nominated for Best Picture. Honestly, I would say, I don't know most of these. I would say not a great year, and it's a no-brainer who wins. So we've got The Godfather, Cabaret, Deliverance. Is that Immigrants?
Yeah,
The Immigrant? Is that Immigrants or Emigrants?
Yeah, it's said the same way. Like, it's just said the same way.
Okay, and Sounder.
Sounder, I wonder if that's that book Sounder, based off the book Sound. There was a book.
Sounder is a Disney movie, which I think is about a
dog, right?
Dog and a black family or something like that. I've never actually seen. I'm being honest with you. All the movies this year, in 1973, I haven't seen any of them except for The Godfather.
I've seen all 3. I've seen The Godfather, Cabaret, and Deliverance. Deliverance gave me nightmares. That's a terrifying movie.
Really? What is okay? So would you consider it horror, or what's the deal with Deliverance?
I think they consider it a thriller, but it's like the early version of like the Hills Have. It's hillbillies that, you know, the banjo scene.
Yeah.
That's from Deliverance.
Okay.
And it's Burt Reynolds, and I forgot who else is there, and they get captured by like these hill people.
Oh man, I knew it was Burt Reynolds, but the cover looks like go Google the cover right now. The cover looks like this is like a Crocodile.
It's him with like a bow and arrow, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a stupid comedy.
No, it's not. It's actually pretty terrifying, and there's like some really good twists and turns. It's a fantastic film. It's messed up. Cabaret is a musical, obviously.
Oh, it is a musical.
Yeah, Cabaret is a musical.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that it has, I could be wrong, Liza Minnelli, I believe, is in Cabaret.
Okay.
The original Cabaret. And then so yeah, and The Godfather makes sense. And now they're making The Offer, which is that TV series with Miles Teller about how they got The Godfather made.
That I'm super excited about.
I'm very excited about.
I'm very excited about that. For me, I haven't. It's not fair for me to say. I actually made a list of movies that I wanted to see that I haven't yet. So that's also what I'm doing, going through the Oscars, and I wrote down Cabaret. But now, I to be honest with you guys, I can't watch a musical. I just can't
Liza
sit through a
Minnelli's
musical.
Yeah, it is Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli in that movie is fantastic.
Okay.
It is a great film.
Is there a lot of songs?
Because it's a cabaret. Like they're doing I mean, there's going to be singing and dancing and ladies in thigh highs and bustiers and whatever. It's not like inappropriate. I think the most famous picture of that is Liza Minnelli on the chair with the hat. I think that's like the thing. If you've ever seen that, it's pretty common. So
for you youngsters, Liza Minnelli is the daughter of Judy Garland, so it makes sense that she would follow in those footsteps of great actress musicals. Okay. I got the impression that Sounder was a bit childish, maybe just because it's Disney, but I should check it out. But anyway, I want to go through 1973 pretty quick because there's not too much stuff here. It's not fair to say, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I think the Oscars got it right this year, and the Best Picture went to The Godfather, and they did win Best Picture. Now, that's another one where it's just rewatchable. It's just something you can watch. Like if it comes on TV, you'll sit there hooked. And it's something that I will throw. Like I put it on a couple of months ago for my wife who's never seen it, and we just I didn't think that she would like it as much as she did. And she really did. Like she was like out loud yelling, like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like The Godfather is so good. All right, now I'm gonna go through really quickly. I'm gonna tell you, James, in a random order, nominations for Best Actor that year. We have Michael Caine for Sleuth. Is that how you say it?
I never seen that.
Same movie. Lawrence Oliver is nominated for Best Actor.
Olivier,
sorry. Peter O'Toole, The Ruling Class. Marlon Brando, The Godfather. Paul Winfield from Sounder. So, who do you think won?
It's of course Marlon Brando.
Okay, this is actually where I disagree. Okay, don't think I'm crazy. I'm not saying that Marlon Brando as The Godfather is not fucking unbelievable and he's not an amazing actor. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think the Oscars often fucks up who should be in an actor category and who should be in a supporting actor category.
I can agree with you on that, where he should have been the supporting actor. But the thing is, what does everyone remember from The Godfather? The opening sequence with the cats at the wedding. That's the thing. Everyone
100%. Like that's the impression you do. I mean, he is The Godfather. The movie's called The Godfather.
So you have to kind of give it to him.
I would say it was kind of a weak nomination, so I will give it to him. But yeah, I also could argue that was a supporting. I mean, what about the movie Tombstone? Everybody remembers Doc Holliday the most, right? But it's like Val Kilmer was a supporting, not fucking. Okay, so moving on. Best Actress, of course, as you already know, Liza Minnelli's in it for Cabaret. Diana Ross for Lady Sings the Blues. Maggie Smith for Travels with My Aunt. Never heard of these. Cicely Tyson, Sounder, and Liv Ullmann for The Immigrants. And what do you think it went to?
It would if Cabaret was there, and I'm pretty sure Bob Fosse won for Best Director that year. Then Liza Minnelli had to win for Best Actress.
Liza Minnelli did win. See, this is where I like that the Golden Globes has a category of musical.
I agree.
Like musical and comedy. I almost don't even like that musical and comedy is paired together. I want a comedy or no comedy and just do Best Picture, include it in a Best Picture, which I guess the Oscars does. But yeah, I mean, musicals should have their own category of Best Musical and Best Lead in a Musical.
I wonder how many comedies have ever won an Oscar. I don't feel like that's a thing that wins a lot is comedy. It's usually a drama.
Rarely, but keep listening to my podcast because we sure as hell are going to
Okay, good. All right, good. There we go.
Unless it happened before 1973.
It might have been The Apartment, which I think was like in the 50s or 60s.
That's not the The Apartment.
Yeah.
Is that with
it's a comedy. It's a black and white
Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, yep.
It's on my list. I did not watch it yet.
I don't like it because I watched AFI's top 100 movies and it's on there. I didn't like it, but I can understand why it would have won in that time period.
Okay.
If it won, okay.
And then let's move on to Best Director, which you already called it.
Yeah, Bob Fosse is by far one of the
Cabaret.
best musical directors of all time for musicals. So yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I don't know if I think that's fair going up against Francis Ford Coppola for the Godfather. So I would say, I'm sure he's a great musical director. Again, there should be a musical category. The Francis Ford Coppola should have won. But again,
Agreed.
I haven't seen the movie, so but I think most people would agree. I think I'm done with this year unless we want to do supportings. You want to just
let's go to
plow through it?
Actor, yeah, let's do that.
So supporting actress, Eileen Heckart for Butterflies Are Free. Never seen it. Jeannie Berlin. Geraldine Page. Oh, sorry. Jeannie Berlin is for The Heartbreak Kid. Geraldine Page is for Pete and Tilly. Susan Tyrrell for Fat City, and Shelley Winters for The Poseidon Adventure. I haven't seen any of
Shelley
these.
Winters was robbed of that. The Poseidon Adventure is an amazing film.
Really?
Well, yeah. There's so much. It's also kind of an action-y movie, so
Okay.
that's probably why she got robbed of it.
It's called Adventure, so.
Yeah.
And then The Heartbreak Kid seemed interesting to me. Have you ever seen that?
I don't remember. I'd have to go look at it and see if I've actually seen it before or not. I mean, I've seen so many movies. The odds of it, like, let's see. Oh, there was Sybil Shepherd in it. I've seen it. I can't tell you.
Okay. Well, hey, I think I put it on my list for something to check out.
Yeah.
Now, let's wrap up 1973 real quick. Let's get it. This is actually, I can't believe I almost skipped this. This is the important part of 1973. Best Supporting Actor. Listen to this. You've got Eddie Albert for The Heartbreak Kid. You've got Joel Grey for Cabaret, so obviously something musical. And then here's your Best Supporting. Continues to go. James Caan, The Godfather. Robert Duvall, The Godfather.
Jeez.
Al Pacino, The Godfather.
They should have just shared it. They should have just given it to all three of those guys together. Honestly, that movie made their careers. That movie's fantastic, and it made their careers.
So who do you think won?
What?
Do you have the list in front of you, by the way? Do you know who
I'm
won?
pulling up the movies.
Okay.
No. I just pull up the movies. I would not James Caan, because that would be awesome. I would have to say the Heartbreak Kid guy, just because like they wanted to give it to somebody different.
So no. So we have three nominations from The Godfather, and none of them won.
Well, yeah. So the Heartbreak Kid guy won, right?
Nope.
Oh, so then Joel Grey won.
from the So the Cabaret stole it that year, except for Best Picture went to The Godfather, which I agree with. But director should have went to Godfather, and in my opinion, Best Actor Marlon Brando should not have been in that category. Al Pacino should have been in that category and won, and then Marlon Brando should have been in Best Supporting with these guys. Which even still, that would have been a tough race. If Marlon Brando was in it, then Joel would not have won.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. 100%.
All right.
Well, everything that he did to put it. I mean, we all know the stories. He put like the cotton balls in his mouth, and he did so many things to get
Yeah.
for that role. I mean, yeah, how you couldn't take it away from him.
It's Marlon Brando. All right. You're buffering a little bit, but I'm going to move on to you should be fine. You're back. I'm going to move on to 1974. You ready for
1974.
the nominations?
All right.
Best Picture 1974. American Graffiti.
Great movie.
Cries and Whispers. The Exorcist.
Poor movie would never win.
A Touch of Class. And The Sting.
With Robert Redford, The Sting.
That's your choice?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that is what won Best Picture.
Actually, I think it's on the cover. Of The Sting, so that's why I would know that. And that movie's fantastic. That's an amazing film. So yeah. And a horror movie would never win it back in that time frame. So The Exorcist,
right.
while great at its time, would never have won because it just would have been an outlier. It would have been one of those things like, oh, this is original, so we have to throw it in the running.
That's true. I think that I agree with The Exorcist being in it. It was, phenomenal performances, writing, and it just, it's a horror, but it's more than that. It's just really touching on a topic of an exorcism, which happens all the time, which is practiced all the time, and
Yeah.
I thought it was super interesting. So I agree with that nomination. But you're right. Like nowadays, we had like,
The Blair Witch or something could have won.
yeah.
I think it did win some awards too. If I remember right.
no, I'm like right now we have. God, I'm drawing a blank. Like that one that
Talking about, like, A Quiet
Parasite
Place?
just won, which is technically a scary movie, right?
Is Parasite considered a horror movie? I thought it was considered like a thriller.
Maybe, I don't know. And then you got Parasite, and then what's the other one? That couple years ago. That
A
famous.
Quiet Place won some awards too.
I
A
think
Quiet
so,
Place did.
but no. What's the one with the black guy that's been making a lot of horrors lately?
Oh yeah, Get Out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. See, now it is a lot more considered. But Golden Globes, I'm surprised, has still yet to have like a horror category. All right, so you are correct. The Sting won Best Actor nominations that year. Marlon Brando for Last Tango in Paris. Jack Lemmon, Save the Tiger. Jack Nicholson, The Last Detail. Al Pacino for Serpico. And Robert Redford, The Sting. Tough competition for Best Actor that year.
I would love to say Serpico, but I know he didn't win for that, and that movie's fantastic. I absolutely love that film. Who is it? Marlon Brando, Jack Nicholson, Al Pacino,
Jack Lemmon.
Robert Redford, and Jack Lemmon. For what movie?
Save the Tiger, which I've never seen. I don't even know what that is.
Marlon Brando, Last Tango in Paris, I guess.
The winner was Jack Lemmon, Save the Tiger, which we've never even heard of or seen.
Okay.
See, sometimes it's just stuff that you'll never hear of it again.
What's it called? Save the Tiger?
Save the Tiger. By the way, while you're looking
is
that up,
that?
I'm going to go back to American Graffiti, which was, obviously
I love that movie.
Francis Ford Coppola. The very next year, boom, had another movie ready to go. So yeah, you find anything on Save the Tiger?
It's a movie about a owner of a apparel company and kind of his life and stuff. It's a drama film about moral conflict in contemporary America. That sounds terrible. It sounds like a boring movie. No offense, Jack Lemmon. I apologize.
I mean,
that sounds boring.
you finally he'd probably deserve to finally win one. I like towards the end of their years that him and Walter Matthau did a lot more serious stuff because they both were phenomenal actors.
They were hilarious. Yeah, great.
But yeah, Al Pacino snubbed in this one again. As I go through all these years, whether James is here or not, we're going to start to see how many times they got it wrong. Al Pacino was snubbed year after year after year after year. And then later on...
He won for Ascent of a Woman, I believe, though.
Right, which is like 93.
Is it that late? I thought it was 80. Is it 93?
No, it's 90s. And
really?
And I started at 1973, and he was already being nominated for Best Supporting, which should have been Best Actor. And he just keeps getting snubbed.
Serpico 74, and he was actor.
And then we're going to talk about this in the next few episodes, is that Leonardo DiCaprio, you'll start to see all the great movies that he did and didn't even get nominations.
Yep.
Insane. Okay. So that was Best Actor for 1974. Supporting Actor, we've got John Houseman for The Paper Chase, Vincent Gardenia for The Bang the Drum Slowly, Jack Gilford, Save the Tiger, Jason Miller, The Exorcist, and Randy Quaid for The Last Detail. Who do you think won?
No idea.
Me
I
either.
would say, yeah, I don't know.
John Heisman for The Paper Chase. Never heard of it. Don't know what that is. Don't know that actor. Don't know that movie.
Let's Google it.
Apparently, this Save the Tiger movie also got a
nod there too, huh?
So I guess the performances are good, but it didn't get a Best Picture nomination. So maybe the movie is boring, but good performances.
The Paper Chase is based on a 1971 novel about a first-year Harvard law student and his experiences in law school. That sounds sounds kind of boring.
Sounds boring.
No offense.
So best director 1974. We've got American Graffiti, which is George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
But produced by Coppola, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got The Exorcist. We have Last Tango in Paris. Bernardo Bertolucci. Sorry, The Exorcist was William Friedkin. And then we have Cries and Whispers and The Sting, George Roy Hill for The Sting.
Yeah, The Sting definitely had to win that because American Graffiti didn't win. It got robbed. That was a big thing. Is like it kind of made George Lucas angry for a little while because that movie was ahead of its time. Those class of directors were ahead of their time. That's why we know them as fantastic directors now. Coppola, Lucas, all those guys. They were new, doing things that we had. I mean, Taxi Driver, when that was like people hated that. That's the thing is, but now we know them as some of the greatest directors of all time. So,
so you're right. The Sting one.
Yeah,
I would say I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't seen The Sting. I've never seen it.
It's a good movie.
So it's
you'd like it.
I think I would. It's on my list, and so I haven't seen it. I'm sure I would like it, but I would say I'm a little surprised that The Exorcist didn't win for Best Director. I think that would have been, I think that's a good nomination at least. And then we've got Best Actress. We got Joan Woodward for Summer Wishes, Winter Dreams, Barbara Streisand for The Way We Were, Marsha Mason for Cinderella Liberty, Ellen Burstyn for The Exorcist, and Glenda Jackson for A Touch of Class. This is Best Actress. What do you think got it?
I would think Streisand. I mean, Streisand is an amazing actress, but I'm guessing she probably got snubbed. Would be my guess.
She got snubbed. It was Glenda Jackson for A Touch of Class, which I never even saw or heard of that movie. Okay. See, that's what the Oscars does. They just everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah,
every kid gets a trophy. Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever swept all the things where they've got like Best Actor, Supporting Actors, Director. Like I don't think anyone's done that. It probably will never happen. There's not a movie like maybe Titanic.
I would say Titanic, and then something recently won, like broke records of winning the most. Or
was it like Green Book or something?
No, maybe La La Land or something.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see that.
Okay,
I can see that.
I would have said The Exorcist, so I disagree with that as usual. Supporting actress, Paper Moon. You ever see it?
No.
Some actress named Tatum O'Neal. I put it on my list because it did sound interesting. Linda Blair, The Exorcist.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man.
That should have been the win right there. If that's not the win, then let's just move on.
Candy Clark and for American Graffiti and Madeline Kahn for Paper Moon. Two supporting actresses for Paper Moon. Paper Moon is about a father and his young daughter who are a con artist team. Like they go around and they con his own mother out of money. And so the little girl, I believe, is Tatum O'Neal, and she won.
That's funny because The Sting is also about like two con men with Paul Newman and Robert Redford, and they're like grifters and stuff. So that's kind of interesting that's what two big movies were about, similar things.
Yeah, that is interesting. It must have been at least talked about at the time. We're on to 1975. Nominations for Best Picture, 1975. Here we go. Chinatown.
Yeah.
Lenny.
Oh, the Lenny Bruce. Is it the Lenny Bruce movie?
I think.
With
The Conversation. Godfather Part 2.
Oh.
So who won Best Picture?
Godfather Part 2. I was about to say Chinatown because that's just like, I don't know. I would assume that. But then when you said Godfather Part 2, Godfather Part 2.
Yeah. Godfather Part 2 won Best Picture. I've never seen Lenny. I want to see it. It's on my list.
It's a good movie. It's Dustin Hoffman as Lenny Bruce. It's fantastic.
That's right. The Conversation is another Francis Ford Coppola movie. Never seen it. Never heard of it. So I'll check that out. I've actually never seen Chinatown.
It's long. It's good. It's long.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up. I don't like long movies.
Yeah, I know. It's long. I think at the time it was considered like one of the longest films of that time period.
Oh, really? What, like more than 3?
No, it's not more than 3, but it's like, I think it's like 2 hours and...
I'll do that. 2:45 I just watched the other night.
Yeah, but that's new movies that are fast paced. Chinatown is
it's slow.
It's like a crime movie. It's a Roman Polanski movie, so it takes forever because you're building up who the suspects, what's the case, all this stuff. How long is that movie?
I don't mind. See, that's a common misconception with me. It's not that I don't like long movies. If the movie's good and it doesn't feel long, I'm fine.
It feels long. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is long for that kind.
Wow. Yeah, that's not even that long. So for you to say it's a long movie, it must feel very long.
Well, it's one of those like 50s. It feels like one of those 50s noir caper movies. It's great writing, great acting, great story. It's just long. So
1975 Best Picture, did they get it right?
Yeah, Godfather Part Two. If I had to choose between what movie was going to be best for me to watch, Godfather Part Two before I watched Chinatown again. And I like Chinatown. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
And we have no idea if there was any other movies this year, 1975, that were better than any of these because we just have to trust the Oscars, and I don't trust them. I mean, that's why this year's nominations, the 2022 Oscars, are probably the worst nominations I've seen in a long time.
We should go over that list before we leave this episode.
Think?
Just so we can kind of
and in my opinion, the best picture of 2021, which I'm sure a lot of people will throw a bunch of stuff at me that was more of a higher blockbuster name, but something that I felt should have been a nomination based on what the Oscars normally nominate and everything. Best picture of 2021 was Small Engine Repair.
I've never seen that.
It came out in 2021. It is a new independent writer, director. The guy's also in it. And it is John Bernthal, one of my favorite actors of today.
Oh, that's right. I have seen the trailer for that.
Another comedian friend of mine is in it, Sean Kerrigan. And dude, it's a roller coaster of a movie. Like, it starts off slow, like where's this going? But it's intriguing the whole time, and then it gets like bananas towards the end.
That's right.
It's very, very good.
I haven't. Well, for 2021, I had to go look this up to make sure that I was correct in it. The Eyes of Tammy Faye would, for me, be the winner of 2021 of all the movies I've seen.
What is it?
Eyes of Tammy Faye. It's about Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker, the evangelist of back in like the 70s and 80s and stuff.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Jessica Chastain. Holy cow!
Really?
If she does not win for that, she got robbed.
Okay.
Because it is amazing. And the transformation she goes throughout that entire film makes me think she's one of the greatest actresses of all time.
I'll check it out.
Hands down. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Do you want to have do you want to open a new tab and have the 2022 Oscar nominations ready?
Yeah, I'll go.
We won't read them all, but yeah, have those ready before we end. Okay. So I guess I would agree with that. I haven't seen all these movies, but I'm excited to watch some of them. But I mean, obviously, I don't think Godfather Part 2 is as good as 1, but
no.
I do agree with that it won Best Picture. Best Actor that year, we've got Albert Finney for Murder on the Orient Express. I've never seen the original. I saw the remake recently, which I actually enjoyed a lot. I like those type of movies. Dustin Hoffman is nominated for Lenny. Jack Nicholson is nominated for Chinatown, and Art Carney is nominated for Harry and Tonto. So Best Actor, who took it?
I know that Hoffman didn't win for Lenny because I've seen that movie and he should have won. He was fantastic. And I know that Jack Nicholson did not win for Chinatown because, again, I've seen that movie. I would say Pacino got robbed, probably. So what was the other? Albert Finney, Murder on the Orient guy, probably. Orient Express probably
That's
won.
right. I forgot to even mention Al Pacino because it was. Yeah. I missed it. Yeah, Al Pacino was also nominated for Godfather Part 2, which they actually this year considered him Best Actor, not Supporting Actor. So anyway,
yeah.
They're a little too literal over there at the Oscars, but he's not the Godfather. We have to wait till he becomes the Godfather to nominate him.
Well, it's probably also based on, I'm assuming, on billing too, on how they bill you in the movie. That would be my guess.
But like all day, I could argue a bunch of stuff. Like, I mean, I was pretty mad about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which, by the way, was of that year my favorite movie. And to me, that was Best Picture, which it didn't win. But I was mad that Brad Pitt won Supporting Actor. But to be honest with you, that's the movie that sold Brad Pitt to me. I love Brad Pitt, but I don't believe that he's a supporting actor. I think that he was in it equally. If anything, him and Leo should have both been supporting actors, or they both should have been Best Actor in it. Okay, so it was Art Carney for Harry and Tonto. That's who won. No idea who that guy is. No idea what that movie is.
Sorry, Art Carney.
So Dustin Hoffman, snubbed. Al Pacino, snubbed. Jack Nicholson, snubbed. Best Actress, we've got a bunch of people I never heard of. We got Dehan Carroll for Claudine. We have Eileen Burstyn nominated again for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
That's a good movie.
I've never seen that one. Faye Dunaway for Chinatown, and Valerie Perrine for Lenny, and Gina Rowlands for A Woman Under the Influence.
I would say either Faye Dunaway or the Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore lady.
Eileen Burstyn for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of these movies. Did they get it right?
Yeah, okay, kind of.
Okay. So you're
I mean, it's
are you saying a Woman Under the Influence and Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore are great movies?
I'm saying Alice is good, and no, the other one I don't think so. I've never seen A Woman Under the Influence.
Okay. And then director that year. Here's what we got. Should I go through the directors? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do directors.
A Woman Under the Influence, by someone named John Cassavetes. Oh, we know John Cassavetes.
John Cassavetes, yeah.
By someone named. This is what happens to dyslexic people. Before we actually say the word, we read it first and go, I don't know who this is. We've got Chinatown, Roman Polanski.
See?
We have Day for Night by Francois Truffaut. Lenny by Bob Fosse.
Bob Fosse, who did Cabaret.
And we have The Godfather Part 2, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, Godfather Part 2.
Yes, that is what won, which I'm glad because he deserved to win it for Part 1, got snubbed. Instead, it went to a freaking musical. And
But Bob Fosse's a fantastic director. Like, that shows his range because he did Cabaret and won, and then he did Lenny.
That is
right?
true. That's a good point. That's a good point. So there you go. He should have been Golden Globes all day then because he's got musicals and comedy.
all day, baby. All day.
All right.
76.
Yeah, well, okay, so I'll just say best supporting actress that year went to Ingrid Bergman for Murder on the Orient Express. They love remaking movies like that because I got tickets.
Hollywood is unoriginal, sir.
I've got my tickets. Oh yeah, for this weekend to see Death on the Nile.
No.
But I like those movies though. I do like those movies. Those type of like whodunit.
Did you like Knives Out? Was Knives Out one that you really liked?
I remember walking out of the theater going, I didn't like it, but in retrospect, I would say it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I agree.
Yeah. There was some stuff that I didn't really like that much. You know, dude, Chris Evans, fuck him. Anytime I want to see him, I want to punch him in the face. Like, Chris Evans, just, if he's in a movie, kill him. Even if he's not the murderer, just assume he's the murderer in any movie. He's a horrible person.
Every Captain America movie just opens up with Chris Evans getting shot in the face, and you're like, all right, the movie's fantastic.
Right. I mean, he's perfectly casted as Captain America, but to be fair, he's probably the most boring part of all the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Him as the actor, not the character. Yeah. Anyway, someone named Best Supporting Actress, someone named the same chick, I believe, Madeline Kahn from The Paper Moon, was nominated for Blazing Saddles, but she did not win. Okay, so we got to go through supporting actor just because it's a Godfather year.
Right.
So supporting actor, we have Robert De Niro this time for Godfather Part 2. That I agree with. That is a supporting. We got Fred Astaire for The Towering Inferno. You like that movie? It
was a great movie, yeah.
Jeff Bridges for Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Is it good?
Yeah.
We have Michael V. Gazzo for The Godfather Part 2. Is he Fredo?
I think so.
And then who's Lee Strasberg? Also Godfather Part 2.
Who is Lee Strasberg in that? I don't know.
Well, it's a male.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember who this is.
But again, 3 nominations for supporting actor of The Godfather, and this time
had to be De Niro.
This time it actually went to The Godfather for Robert De Niro. Yeah,
Thunderbolt and Lightfoot is that Clint Eastwood comedy action movie. I think it's the one that also has the monkey in it. No, that's a different movie. I always mix those two up. But they're like these like. That
was 75, by the way. I like that. The Godfather took 1 year off and came back with another fucking epic,
right,
piece of that puzzle. 1976.
76. Let's go. We're gonna do
James
Best Picture.
Creviston. We're on 1976. Did you think I was saying James Creviston nominated for? No, just kidding.
1976. Yeah. I wasn't even born yet. I'm amazing.
What year were you born?
81.
1981. All right. Before we wrap up, I will jump up to 1981 and I will tell you what movies were nominated that year. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah, that sounds awesome, actually.
Okay, 1976. The Best Picture nominations are a movie called Barry Lyndon, It's a Stanley Kubrick. It's probably very interesting. We've got Dog Day Afternoon. We've got Jaws. We've got Nashville, which I believe is another musical.
Okay.
And we have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, yeah. Okay. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
You are correct, sir. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest did win.
But Dog Day Afternoon got robbed there. Al Pacino in that movie is fantastic. Sorry, guys.
But we're on Best Picture.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I think, okay. But I mean, here's the thing. I like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's a long movie, and Jack Nicholson is fantastic in that film. But it's a long movie, and it just kind of goes through this. You kind of feel like you're crazy as you watch it too.
Yeah. And by the way, I love that Jaws gets nominated for Best Picture.
I agree
that it shouldn't have. I agree that it shouldn't have won compared to the other things nominated, but it was. See, listen, and we're gonna start to notice this when we get into the 80s. The 80s, give you guys a little heads up, is a horrible year for Oscar nominations. Think about the best 80s movies. They weren't Oscar nominations. They were Karate Kid. They were Back to the Future. They were Jaws movies. They were, you know what I mean?
E.T.
Yeah, we would see them pop up on Oscar noms for best music, best costume, and cinematography. We would see them there. But the best 80s movies were not these fucking, snooty-nosed movies that, so I am happy that 1976 Jaws got a nomination. And between all of these movies, not saying me, but most people would probably watch Jaws the most still to this day.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree that One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest won. I think they got it right this time, although I would say that was Dog Day Afternoon, man.
It's a good movie.
To be fair, I watched Dog Day Afternoon way more than I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. With that being said, I own One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on DVD and VHS, and I don't own Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah. But
it's
it
on
also
Netflix,
has
that's why.
One of the most... Oh, Dog Day Afternoon's on Netflix?
Last I checked.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, because it has one of the most quoted lines that anyone ever does if they're ever doing like a crime movie, the Attica. Yeah. So yeah.
By the way, dude, yeah, between those, for me, Nashville's a musical, no thanks. Jaws, Dog Day Afternoon, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. God, what a great year.
Also, Dog Day Afternoon is one of the first movies that, at least that I know of, that talks about a sex change in a movie, and that the reason why he's doing it, and it was not commonplace back then to talk about, changing genders or gender dysphoria or any of those things. So today it would win 100%, right? You know what I'm saying? It would 100% win just based on that topic. It's just interesting.
You've got his partner who makes an appearance. That actor's fucking great. And then you know who the cop is, who's like the negotiator to try to get him to come out? That cop's been in a billion things, but the one thing I would know, because I love Everybody Loves Raymond, he's the priest from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, really? I didn't know. That's awesome.
So he has like a reoccurring in Everybody Loves Raymond. But anyway, yeah, great year. So here we go for Best Actor for that year. We've got Maximilian Schell for The Man in the Glass Box. Never heard of it. Wonder if it's any good. We have James Whitmore for Give 'Em Hell, Harry. We've got Walter Matthau, Best Actor for Sunshine Boys.
No.
We've got Jack Nicholson for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We've got Al Pacino for Dog Day Afternoon.
Pacino was robbed again, but Jack Nicholson did an amazing job in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so you have to give it to him.
Yes, of course. They are still not giving Al Pacino, what is it, 3 nominations in a row, and they are still not giving Al Pacino. They didn't even give him the supporting one in 1973, even though it should have been a Best Actor. But 3 years in a row, he's snubbed. He is fantastic. I love the guy who plays Sal, who's robbing the bank with him, by the way, who's also in The Godfather. Okay, cool. So throwing facts out there. He is he is Fredo.
Yeah.
So you're correct. Jack Nicholson won, and I would say that they got it right. They got it right. But kudos to Al Pacino.
He does such his acting in that film is so amazing. It's one of those things where
phenomenal.
Yeah. I would say the only movie where he's better than that might be The Shining.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
You say
All right, actress in a supporting, we have Lee Grant for Shampoo. We have
is that a musical?
I don't know. I have Ronnie Blakely, which is for Nashville, I believe, is a musical. Sylvia Miles for Farewell, My Lovely, and Lily Tomlin for Nashville. Brenda Vaccaro for Jacqueline Susan's Once is Enough. Never heard of any of these movies or these, I'm sure, very talented ladies. But moving on to Best Director that year, we have.
Did we do Best Actress? We didn't do Best Actress. We just did Supporting Actress, right?
That was Best Supporting I just read.
Did we do Best Actress yet? Because I think that's the year that Nurse Ratched wins.
Excuse me. Yes. So we have Anne Margaret for Tommy. We have Glenda Jackson for Hedda. Carol Kane for Hester Street. Louis Fletcher for Once. Louis Fletcher for One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest, and Isabel Adjani for The Story of Adele H. So who did you say won?
Nurse Ratched is Louis
So One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
because she's Nurse Ratched, and she's one of the worst villains in all of film history.
Yep,
at least considered.
You're correct. So Best Director that year, we've got Amarcord. It's a movie called Amarcord by Federico Fellini.
Fellini, okay.
Stanley Kubrick was nominated for Best Director for Barry Lyndon. I don't know what that movie is. Sidney Lumet for Dog Day Afternoon. Nashville, Robert Altman for Nashville. And then we've got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which director is Milos Forman.
I would assume if your two top actors won, then probably One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest won for that as well.
You are correct. That is the director that won, and I would say they got it right, and I would say that, again, Dog Day Afternoon should have been a close consideration. Although, to be fair, Stanley Kubrick is amazing, and I have not seen
I looked at that movie.
Lyndon.
It says it's a period drama film, which is not what we ever think of Kubrick as when we think of Kubrick movies.
Yeah.
So it might have not been in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I think of the moon landing footage. All right, let's keep it.
100%. That is correct.
How about this? Because this is a phenomenal fucking year for movies. How about we do 1977, and then we will do Your Birthday, and then we will read who's nominated and call it a day.
Perfect. 77, baby.
Let's bust through 1977. You ready for this bad boy? 1977, Best Pictures, The Network, Taxi Driver.
Yes. I wish. It did not win. I know it did win, but I wish.
Rocky. All the President's Men.
Fantastic movie.
Bound for Glory.
Rocky, for sure. 100% Rocky won.
Rocky won.
Because Rocky's
I think everyone knows that Rocky won that year.
And it was like it was even considered an underdog movie at the time as well. And but it was great.
I would say that they got it right.
Oh yeah.
It was the underdog movie, yeah. It's the underdog movie, and in keeping with my theory, it's the movie that we watch the most, even still to this day.
It's the ultimate American movie. Honestly, Rocky is the ultimate American story about someone down on their luck who gets a shot at the big time and takes their shot. And he doesn't win in that movie, which we all know.
Yeah.
But it still shows the American spirit, and that's why that movie is so
100%. I 100% agree. I say that Rocky is a underdog story about an underdog story because the writer, Sylvester Stallone, was nobody.
He was nobody.
Fucking nobody who sold this script, and they didn't even want him to play him. He fought for that role. He risked everything because they could have said, well, then fuck you, we're not doing the movie. Risked everything. And I have super amount of respect for Sylvester Stallone for doing that.
Didn't he not take money for it? Like he's like, if you just let me do it, you wouldn't even have to pay me.
Something.
I'll just do it. I know it's like something weird. He negotiated something crazy that you would never do. And now look at him.
It's the underdog movie, and it won. And I would say, if anything, I would say Taxi Driver should have won. If I was going to say any of those other ones. And that does fall more under of like an Oscar movie, what they normally do. But keeping up with Oscars don't normally pick the good ones that we watch year after year after year. They got it right with Rocky. I've never seen All the President's Men. It is still on my list, on my refrigerator. I just never got around to it.
I'm pretty sure that I want to say Clint Eastwood's in that movie, if I remember right.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Look it up.
I believe there's a.
Or is it Robert Redford? Oh no, yeah, it's Robert Redford,
It's Redford,
and
yeah.
Redford and Hoffman. That's right. I should remember that.
Yes.
That's where Bob Woodward and whatever. It's where they uncover Watergate.
So
it's a good movie.
Here we go for Best Actor. I've got Robert De Niro for Taxi Driver. I've got Peter Finch for Network. Giancarlo Gianni for Seven Beauties. William Holden for Network. Sylvester Stallone for Rocky. Who won Best Actor?
I would love it to. I know it's not De Niro, and I know it's not Stallone. Do we get two people for Network? One of them had to win. Then would be my guess.
Yeah, it was Peter Finch, Best Actor for Network. I've never seen that movie. I don't know if I agree if both of them should have been Best Actor, not one of them supporting. I will say, it would for me. I would have wished it was Stallone or De Niro, but I would say either way they got it wrong. But to be fair, I never seen The Network, but De Niro in Taxi Driver is what I would have gave it to.
Yeah, De Niro. No offense to Sylvester Stallone and Rocky, right? But
phenomenal job especially for an unknown.
But the range is not there as it is in Taxi Driver.
Correct.
The range in Taxi Driver is amazing. And honestly, when everyone thinks of the De Niro film or the movie that made De Niro, they think of Taxi Driver. Like you talking to me?
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. So, yeah.
And then Best Supporting Actor should be interesting. We've got Ned Beatty for Network. We have Jason Robards for All the President's Men. We've got Burgess Meredith for Rocky playing Mickey. We've got
Mickey. You're a bum, Rock. You're a bum.
We got Laurence Olivier for Marathon Man. And we have Burt Young for Rocky. So 2 nominations for Rocky for Best Supporting Actor. Who do you think it went to?
Ooh. Probably the Network guy. Would you say Ned Beatty, which would be my guess because Network won the other thing. So Network guy?
No.
All the President's Men?
All the President's Men, Jason Robards.
That makes sense. That actually makes sense.
Well, again, I haven't seen that movie, but for me, I would have said, I have a biased opinion because I just love Rocky so much. So both of those nominations, but for me, I think Burt Young as Paulie.
Yeah.
And then
he's so good.
Best actress for that year, we've got Talia Shire, Rocky, playing Adrian. We've got Marie Christine Barr for Cousin Cuisine. We have Faye Dunaway, Network, and Sissy Spacek for Carrie.
Yeah, robbed.
Yeah, and Liv Ullmann for Face to Face.
I'm gonna guess Faye Dunaway because that's the name that I know besides Sissy Spacek, but they wouldn't give it to Carrie. There is no way you would give it to that.
You are correct, and there is no way they would give it to Carrie, although I would say they should have. And
agree, 100%.
A close second, I would say Talia Shire, but probably Carrie, I would say. Again, anything Rocky, I'm just going to say that. So,
right, of course. Yeah, of course.
Supporting actress, we have Jane Alexander from All the President's Men. We have Jodie Foster from Taxi Driver. We have Lee Grant from Voyage of the Damned. And we have Piper Laurie for Carrie. And we've got Beatrice Straight for Network. And that's it.
I would love to see Jodie Foster, but I'm pretty sure she didn't win that year for that. Probably one of the other two that was like not Carrie, not was there a Rock? No, Taxi Driver, and I don't know. I think All the President's Men person might have won. Oh, yeah.
No, it was Beatrice Straight for Network.
Oh,
supporting actress.
I looked that up, by the way. It's a comedy. It's a black comedy about a TV network and struggling with poor ratings and stuff. It's got like Robert Duvall and stuff in it too.
Yeah, I put it on my list of something to check out because it did look interesting.
Yeah, I will have to watch it. It looks interesting. It does look interesting.
So I can't say for sure, but I would say I would have given it to Jodie Foster.
Agree, 100%. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, so we last category we've got directing. We have All the President's Men, Alan J. Pakula. We have Ingmar Bergman for Face to Face. We have Network, Sidney Lumet. We have Seven Beauties, Linda Wertmuller, and we have Rocky, John G. Avildsen.
I think Rocky won that year. It was not the year that Rocky won. It was like another upset.
That is the year that Rocky won Best Director, and I have not seen any of the other movies, but I would say they got it right.
Yeah, of course. It's Rocky. I mean, how many Rocky movies are there now? There's like 7, right? Is there like 7 of them? Like including all the ones that like they made like
if you want to count the Creeds.
Oh, I'm not counting the Creeds, I guess.
So there's Rocky 5, and then there's Rocky Balboa, which is 6,
right.
And then it goes Creed.
Okay, 6.
Yeah, so there's 6.
And Creed 2.
Yes.
Are they making a Creed 3? Are they making a Creed 3?
There is a Creed 3. I heard a rumor that Stallone is either not going to be in it or he's going to be in it, but my guess killed off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think that he is saying that he is going to let that Creed franchise go off without him now.
Yeah, and if you have Michael B. Jordan at the head of it, it's gonna take off.
Yeah, I'm not a giant fan of the Creed movies. I rewatch them and like them better each time, but I'm still not a huge fan. I'm not a big fan of Michael. Rocky. I don't like Michael B. Jordan.
Really?
I don't like him. He's a good actor in some things. He's not as good as an actor as the ego he has, which bothers me. I liked him in that one he did recently about that law movie with Jennifer.
Oh yeah, Something Justice, right?
He had a good performance in it, but again, I'm not doing backflips over it. Right. I do like him in Black Panther. I think that he's a great villain in that. It's the only movie I like him in that I think that he was perfect for.
The only movie that I don't like him in, and the reason I don't like him is because I grew up reading the books, the Tom Clancy books. He should not have been cast as John Clark. That was not the role, and they wrote the movie way too different, and it was not as. That book is the best Tom Clancy book of all time, and they ruined it. No offense, sorry guys.
My thing with Creed with him is when, if I'm not mistaken, Stallone won Best Supporting Actor for Creed.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan was out loud, very vocal about how he was not nominated. And and in my opinion, this is going to sound off color, but I don't think that he necessarily brought anything out of the ordinary to that movie. I think if you have anyone who can generally act, was really good shape, and of course they had to be black to resemble, to look like they're the son of Apollo Creed. So I think that if you had anybody who was somewhat of a decent actor who's in shape like a boxer, they were going to get that role and could have done equal or greater than what he did. I don't feel he brought anything to it. I think that Stallone was great in it, and he could have been reading lines to a wall and it would have been no different.
I'll give that to you. That makes sense.
So,
are we going to 81, you said?
Yeah, so you're born 1981.
I'm old.
We'll just do I won't give away too much because I'll get to that in a future episode. Yeah. So we'll just get to the stuff that was nominated, all right?
Okay.
Here's what was nominated in 1981. What year, when were you born, by the way? When's your birthday?
July 1981.
July what?
10th.
I'm July 25th, yo. Not 81 though.
But you're a Leo though.
Yes.
But you're also a Leo.
So you are July of 81, so technically 1982, that would have been your Oscars.
Yeah, that probably would have been my Oscars. Yeah.
So
should we go to 82 Oscars? Let's do 82 Oscars. That's.
Want to do 82? Let's do both. I'll just read you the name. I'll just read you what was nominated. That's all. Right. Just Best Picture nominations. That's all. So 81, the year you were born. Ordinary People.
I don't think I've seen it.
Coal Miner's Daughter. The Elephant Man.
I have seen, unfortunately.
Raging Bull.
Yeah.
And Tess. Okay, now I will read you. Hold on, I'll read you 1982, and then you tell me you're gonna get to choose your birth year movie. So hold on.
My winning birth year movie.
Yeah, which technically we can't pick 1982, but I mean, but we should be able to read.
We could, yeah, well, because it was made.
Those were the movies that were made in 81. So here's what were made in 81. We have Chariots of Fire. We have Atlantic City. We have On Golden Pond. We have Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's the movie.
And we have Red. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, or from 81, Raging Bull.
If my favorite of that would be Raiders of the Lost Ark. I know that didn't win because those movies don't win.
Yeah, it didn't.
And Raging Bull actually didn't win Best Picture either.
It did
should have actually won.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic film. What What was the 81 options again?
Raging Bull, Elephant Man, Tess, Coal Miner's Daughter, Ordinary People.
Probably Ordinary People then, because I think is that a Woody Allen movie?
There you go. There you go.
It's a Woody Allen movie, yeah. Is Ordinary People a Woody Allen movie? I can never remember.
Ordinary People, I think it is. I can tell you in a second.
I'm pretty sure it is a Woody Allen movie.
No, it's Robert Redford directed.
Robert Redford movie. Yeah. It won. It would definitely won.
Tess is a Roman Polanski movie. So yeah, if anybody asks you, what's your Oscar movie of the year you were born, you have an answer. You got Raging Bull 1981, or you can really tell them technically 1982. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Should be
Raiders of the Lost Ark, but did not win. I'm sure Raiders of the Lost Ark did not win in 1982.
Let's see. I'm gonna see what mine is. No, it did not. Let's see what mine is.
You said Chariots of Fire was one of them, right?
Yeah.
That one won definitely for sure.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we all know the music from it and stuff.
So mine would have been 87 or 88, and 87 kind of sucks.
What is 87 movies?
Platoon, Children of a Lesser God, Hannah and Her Sisters, The Mission, and The Room with a View.
Platoon's amazing though. That is a fantastic movie. I would say Platoon. Yeah,
technically, I was born in 1988, so I have The Last Emperor, Broadcast News, Fatal Attraction, Hope and Glory, and Moonstruck.
I would either go with Moonstruck or Fatal Attraction, but I don't think either one of those won.
That's what I'm between two.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage, Moonstruck. Come on, you can't.
Who was not nominated for supporting, by the way?
Nope.
Crazy. Yeah. All right, so tell us about the year 2022, which technically these are movies that are made in 2021. So I think it's March 27th or 28th the new Oscars will air. And tell me what's nominated for Best Picture.
All right, here we go. Nominees: Belfast.
I haven't seen it yet. On my list.
Coda.
On my list.
Which is the children of deaf adults, I think is what it is. That's good.
You saw it?
Look Up. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't Look Up, which is the movie that's on Netflix with Jennifer whatever. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Did you see it?
Yeah. I didn't see it actually. No, I haven't seen that one. I know about it. I just haven't seen it.
I loathe that movie with a passion. Okay, go on.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay, good. All right. Drive My Car. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Dune, which I'm assuming if it's as long as the first one, is probably okay.
Yeah.
The first one, I mean,
what's the first one?
Like Dune. The first Dune is like 1970.
Oh, so this is a part 2 or is it a remake?
No, it's a remake. It's definitely a remake. Yeah. King Richard, which I haven't got to see, but I definitely want to see. I heard it's amazing, and I love Will Smith anyways. I think it was 7 pounds, and then the other one that he did was
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. So it's like for me, he'll win me over every time. Licorice Pizza, I didn't see, but I kind of know.
Yeah.
Nightmare Alley, again, didn't see.
Yeah.
Power of the Dog, which I've heard is great things about Benedict Cumberbatch in that movie.
I did see it. It's extremely slow. Slow.
I have heard that.
And a little odd where a couple times my wife and I were like, do you want to just turn it off? And we were like, let's just see what happens. And it was worth it because it does pay off in the end.
Right. That's what I've heard. And then West Side Story. Again, another remake done by Spielberg.
And another musical.
Right, and another musical, and done by Spielberg, so you will be like, okay, I want to see. But I've heard not good things. It's not as good as the original.
Is that it?
That's all the list for Best Picture that I see on here.
I haven't seen all of those yet. I've seen a few, and for me, based off what I've seen so far, I would say King Richard, which is it's okay.
Yeah,
it's decent. It's good.
Again, The Eyes of Tammy Faye is not on this list, which makes me believe they didn't do their due diligence because that movie's fantastic. It's a great biopic. Jessica Chastain murders it. What's the guy that used to be on that 70s show? And he was also
Ashton
Venom.
Kutcher?
No, he was also Venom in the old
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. Fantastic as well. It's like no.
Can you text me the name because I'm going to forget. Text me the name
I will. Because
so who's nominated? Sorry, what happened?
No, because it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
So, and then you watch Small Engine Repair.
I will go. Yeah, I definitely will.
So, I guarantee you the two movies that you and I are telling each other are probably the best pictures of 2021. Tell me about who's nominated.
Are we doing actor now?
Just tell me best actor. Yeah.
Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos.
Mm-hmm. I saw it.
Okay, it was okay. Benedict Cumberbatch, Power of the Dog. Yeah. Andrew Garfield, Tick, Tick, Boom, which I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about. Will Smith, King Richard, and Denzel Washington, The Tragedy of Macbeth. Now, I love Denzel. I'd probably watch Denzel read the dictionary, like I'd be okay with that. But I'm going to say probably either Benedict is going to win that or Will Smith's going to win that.
So, I haven't seen all of them yet, and I'm gonna watch them. I would say Denzel is definitely a shoe-in, for something like that. Especially, I would say Will Smith is a shoe-in for something like that. Especially, his performance was great. It always is. Cumberbatch is good,
but I think also the topic of that film is going to carry
that's true.
A lot of weight
that's
as
true.
well. That's why
I think. Okay, so I saw Tick Tick Boom. And I turned it off after 15 minutes. It's unwatchable.
Okay,
it's unwatchable. Right. If you are, but coming from someone who does not like musicals, I was willing to sit through it because I fucking love Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
and I will tell you, if he wins, I won't be surprised because in the short amount of time I saw, he's phenomenal. The kid could do fucking everything, and now sing and dance. It's like, dude, what aren't you good at, Andrew Garfield? But
oh no, I'm sorry. Andrew Garfield was in Eyes of Tammy Faye. He plays Jim Baker as well. So I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Oh no, but he is nominated for Tick Tick Boom. Yeah. It's just if you want to sit through a really weird, I don't know, if you really care about that whole.
What is it about? Do you know?
The guy who wrote the musical Rent.
Oh yeah.
But it's not told. I would love to know the story of the guy who wrote the musical Rent. I would love to in a nice order to see how, because it's a rags to riches story, and it just doesn't go in the right order. It's just very boring. It's all over the place. I watched 15 minutes and I'm like, guys, you haven't developed any characters yet, So
that's how I felt about Being the Ricardos. I feel like it didn't do them justice, and it was about the worst week of their life, and it was
I saw that movie. I did like it a lot. It was below my expectations, but in thinking about it, I did like it a lot. I don't know how I feel about the little interviews in between, which is almost documentary.
Yeah.
So that was a little, but I do love educational things about a show I grew up on. So that was fucking great. I don't know how I feel about Nicole Kidman. I thought the other casting was phenomenal. I personally want Javier Bardem to win this. I think that he was a great Desi Arnaz. Great. Looks nothing like him. Nothing like him. Acts like him. Like transforms into that personality. Who's nominated for supporting actress?
Supporting actor or actress? Supporting actor.
Actress.
Right? Yeah. Actor. No, we're doing supporting actor.
No, we just did actor.
Yeah, so we're doing best supporting actress or best leading actress.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Chastain, Eyes of Tammy Faye, 100%.
Okay, that's your vote. Gotcha.
That's 100%. If she loses that, she was robbed.
Okay.
End of story. Sorry. Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter. I didn't see that. Penelope Cruz, Parallel Mothers. Again, didn't see that.
Yeah,
Nicole Kidman, Being the Ricardos.
Right.
And Kristen Stewart Spencer. That is the one that will probably win because it's about Princess Di.
Right.
And she did do a good job acting in it, but she still brought the Kristen Stewart-esque acting to it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but because it's about Princess Di and it's a biopic too, I think it'll either be Jessica Chastain, Nicole Kidman, or Kristen Stewart. I think those are one of the.
Yeah.
I would personally, if I had to go give it, I would turn around and give it just Jessica Chastain's performance and transformation in that movie. And there was also articles talking about how hard the makeup was on her face because Tammy Faye put on so much makeup, like all these big things in one. Do you remember Mimi from the Drew Carey show?
Yeah.
She looked like that, and the joke is such a strong joke that Tammy Faye actually played Mimi's mom on the Drew Carey show in
that's funny.
I think it was 1 or 2 episodes.
I'm going to. I'll definitely check it out, dude. The only one of those so far that I've seen was Being the Ricardos, and I didn't buy Nicole Kidman. I think the makeup was good and everything. They did their best making her look like Lucy. She just doesn't. I don't know if it's makeup or did she really have plastic surgery in her life. I thought her face looked really weird. I think she nailed the voice of Lucy sometimes. I think she nailed it. But I'm sure that Lucy really was that much of a bitch, that she could have been. on set with her staff, but I think that she still would have been likable. And I think Nicole Kidman played her as unlikable. So I'm going to watch the one that you're saying. So what do we got for supporting actor?
Supporting actor. We are getting Saron Hinds for Belfast.
Haven't seen it yet.
Troy Kotsur for Coda. Jesse Plemons for Power of the Dog. J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardos. And Cody Schmidt-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. I always love J.K. Simmons, so 1,000% I would always say him because I've never seen a movie where I didn't like him. Even when he's the bad guy, I like him. So both those guys from The Power of the Dog do a phenomenal job. But dude, J.K. Simmons as Fred Mertz, bro, that was fucking good. Yeah. I don't know. I would say it's between those three for sure. But you never know at the Oscars. They could just give it to a guy because he's Indian or whatever the fuck. I don't know. That's the thing is, all right, actress in supporting role.
Supporting actress, yeah.
Jessie Buckley, The Lost Daughter. Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. Judi Dench for Belfast. Kristen Dunst for The Power of the Dog.
Right.
And Anjanae Ellis for King Richard. I would say probably Kristen Dunst or Judi Dench will probably take that. But knowing that people like musicals, probably the West Side Story girl might also take it.
Or from King Richard too. That actress was great.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, those are all strong contenders. Yeah. I think that, like in all the categories so far, that for me has felt like the strongest group of people in like that would be good. And I love Dame Judi Dench. So anything she's in, again, I would watch her read the dictionary.
I think Kirsten Dunst is also a good contender, but I think that she should be in Best Actress. I don't think she belongs in Supporting Actress. I mean, watch the Power of the Dog, and you tell me.
Yeah, she's the wife, right, of the brother. Yeah. It's weird that she's not there, but because they only have 5 people, I think that's why she got relegated to that. I mean, and plus, I think it's a billing issue. I think it's like where your name is in the billing of whether you're considered main.
I guess she plays opposite. Like her husband was also supporting, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, and then Benedict Cumberbatch is the
who's nominated for director.
Director. Belfast, Kenneth Branagh.
It's gonna win.
Drive My Car, Ruinski Hamagachi. Licorice Pizza, Paul Thomas Anderson. That probably would have normally won, just because I hear a lot of buzz about it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of buzz about it. The Power of the Dog, Jane Champion, and then West Side Story, Steven Spielberg. Had West Side Story not been a remake, Spielberg would probably win it.
Yeah.
But Licorice Pizza, I hear good things about, and so that could do it. But I think you're right. I think Belfast will probably be the one. The
director,
yeah.
Interesting. Well, hey, we'll see, dude. Text me the name of that one you want me to watch because I'm excited. I'm gonna start watching some of these. I got to catch up on this year's. I'm trying to catch up on 1973 still.
Did you ever see I, Tonya?
Yes.
See,
I do like that one.
If you like that movie, you'll like The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
But see, I never watched it again. I liked it, but I would never watch it again.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, all right, dude. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope that we found some movies that you might want to go watch that maybe you never have, or go back and watch. And I don't know. This is how I feel about the Oscars. They usually get it wrong, but I, for some reason, still like to play along. If you guys want to keep in touch with James Creviston, he's finally on Instagram. After all the shit I've been giving him for years, but even still, he just put it up for his podcast, which is a good move. So you're Clean Pod
at the Clean Comedy Podcast.
At the Clean Comedy Podcast. Follow him on Instagram, or use that link in the description. I'll put it right in there, and make sure you guys are following me on Instagram so that you never miss when I'm coming to perform in a town near you, like Tampa, Florida. I got March 5th. And that's all I got for you guys right now. I'm working on some other dates. So March 5th, Tampa, Florida. And that's it, everybody. Don't forget, take care of your pets. Make sure you check in what you're feeding them. Try TrueDog for some treats. And I like the tooth spray. Use a link in the description, and you're helping out the Homeschool Podcast. The best way to support Homeschool Podcast and to support my tour, the Only Love Can Save the World tour, is to buy like a t-shirt, a sticker. I got masks, mugs, I mean, sweatshirts, a bunch of stuff. It's all at homeschooledpod.com. Click on merch, or augustinocomedian.com. Click on merch, and or my album. All that money goes towards paying for travel expenses and the comics who open for me and stuff. So I try to bring employment to comedians in other towns, and every now and then, if the money is there, I can take comics with me. So that helps out a lot. Homeschooledpod.com. Click on merch or click on tour for upcoming tickets. James, thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate you. Did you have fun, dude?
It was awesome. I love it. I love.
You
it.
had no
I love
idea.
movie stuff. It was so.
Me
fun.
too, dude. Yeah. What did you think I was gonna do?
I had no idea. I thought I was gonna get pumped or something. So I had no clue. I never know with you, to be honest. I never know if you're gonna throw me like the craziest outlet. Just like, okay, we're gonna talk about the new mandate and why LA County and Santa Clara County didn't like, who I didn't know. Like, it could be conspiracies, like the moon thing. Like, it could be anything, and I'm okay with it. I love it.
Yeah. So the message of this podcast is go watch Paper Moon, which apparently is a real movie and a documentary. I'm just kidding. On Kubrick. All right, bro. I'm glad you had fun. I just have fun, talking about all this crazy. But that's the thing. If the Oscars weren't so fucked up, it wouldn't be as fun to talk about. Because I love talking about how they got it wrong, and I love talking about the stuff that they didn't even mention. So like I just found out today when I was going through these that fucking Castaway is not nominated for a Best Picture.
Ever? It was not. Robbed. That movie's fantastic.
I didn't realize that. I always thought that it was. I don't know why I just always assumed that.
Well, it's Tom Hanks, right? We always assume almost any Tom Hanks
because
movie.
he was nominated for Best Actor.
Right.
But the movie didn't get the nom. And then, you know what else I just found out is Catch Me If You Can was not nominated. Not nominated at all. At all.
Movie's fantastic.
No Tom Hanks, no Leonardo DiCaprio, no Best Picture, no Steven Spielberg for Best Director. That movie and if you look at that year and look at all the shit that won, none of it would have won if that was in it. Crazy, dude. You know what did win? Christopher Walken for Best Supporting Actor, Catch Me If You Can. That's it.
Really?
Yeah. And he's barely in
it. Leo was amazing in that movie. Everything he does makes you go, wow, this guy got away with all of this stuff. Yeah.
That's what drives me nuts, that you go all the way to, like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Catch Me If You Can, and Leonardo DiCaprio's Titanic. Leonardo DiCaprio's not even mentioned.
No.
Insane.
He won eventually for the bear movie thing.
Revenant.
Right? Where he gets murdered attacked by a bear. You're like,
which is a great movie, but all the other things that he's done, it's insane.
The thing is, you don't remember him for those.
Yeah.
If you know Leo, you remember him from Gilbert Grape right away.
Yeah.
Right? Catch Me If You Can for sure. And 100% Titanic made the 90s. Like, legitimately, when people think of the 90s, they think of Titanic. Right? That was everywhere.
Dude, Inception.
Celine Dion wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for
Inception.
Titanic.
Was not nominated for Best Picture. It was not nominated for Best Director. It was
that I can understand though, because it was kind of a unique movie. It's like the Matrix probably was never nominated for Best Movie or Best, but it changed the world. But it changed the world, right? And so that's the thing is, like, sometimes movies hit us in a specific place, and those people, I don't know. And that's the other thing is, who are the people that
the Academy, bro?
Academy. But who are they?
I don't know. Fucking idiots, dude. Fucking idiots.
Who don't watch, like, ooh, this movie touches my soul. Like, no, dude, like, this movie blew out box offices. People talk about it. They live their life around it.
People who make the decisions are not going and watching all of the movies. They're probably sending out tons of employees to narrow down a couple that they send to them.
Well, I know they do vote on it because I have friends that get like screeners for stuff or whatever. So I know that
SAG,
there is.
though, right?
No. I think it's for all of those things.
Oh,
they
really?
get screeners for that stuff, and they have to, they give their vote or their choice to narrow it down. So whatever gets like the
but Inception wasn't even nominated for any acting.
Yeah,
none of them. Leo, fucking none of them. The girl, insane.
It's an amazing movie too. But also, I don't know. But
directing though, dude.
Yeah, no, 100%. Nolan's amazing.
Yeah.
But here's my question. In the end of Inception, is he still inside the dream or is he in the real world?
Well, that's what's cool about it. You don't know. You have to decide
what do you
for yourself.
Think? Yeah.
I think he's in the real world, because I do think you start to see it topple the spinner.
But then it cuts so fast that you don't really know for
I think
sure.
he was in the real world. But I mean,
I think
that's up for
he's
you
in
to
his dream
decide.
world because I think it's the only way he can live and be joyful is in that.
That's
in
what
that
good
real world.
director does, though.
I know,
We still haven't decided, and it's from what 2010 movie, 2009 maybe. All right, bro, I'm logging off. You go ahead and log off. I'm gonna say bye to these people.
All right, have a good one.
Later, man.
Later.
Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm just gonna. Going through, it goes by quick, as you can see. We just, I'm not going to read them all, but just going through them really, really quick, the ones that we care about, the ones we like. And I just miss talking about the nominated stuff, like the good stuff that, some of the best acting in the world type movies that we get in America and all over the world. So I kind of miss my friend who was like the one person that I got to talk to about stuff like that. So this is for him, and I'm not going to do it every single episode until the Oscars, but I will do it, here and there. And I hope that you guys liked it. And so what do we leave off? We left off on 1977. So we will pick up on 1978. So thank you so much for listening. Don't forget that only love can save the world. And please come back here to support the Homeschool Podcast, where we document the journey. I'm Agostino Zoida. Peace. Homeschool Podcast. Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.